Good evening and welcome to a Thursday edition of Jimmy and the Fat Man. Unfortunately, there's no Jimmy here yet. He's running a little bit late with his mum, so he'll be here about 7:30. But the big game tonight is on at 7:35. So he'll be here talking, and you know what? He's going to watch the football with me as well. So maybe we'll get his thoughts on it as well. I'm really excited to get his thoughts on the big game. So first and foremost, what I want to talk to you straight off the bat is we've got a schedule. So as you know, we're going for 44 or 45 episodes at the moment, and Jimmy and the Fat Man has generally just been doing what we do, which is be crazy, do what we love. Hasn't really been a schedule. But now, just to make things a little bit more structured, we're going to have a schedule. So you, as the viewer, know what we're going to do and have days that you really, really look forward to, and hopefully be able to engage with you guys a hell of a lot more. So what that means is on Tuesday, we're going to play a game called Guess the Food. So what that means is I'm going to buy 3 or 4, maybe more varieties of the exact same food of different price ranges and get James to try it. And he's going to tell me which one tastes the best. And we're actually going to see if the good food or the cheap food, I want to say good, so the expensive food or the cheap food, which one tastes the best. That's always a lot of fun. I might get involved in that as well. I love doing stuff like that. That'll be on Tuesday. On Wednesday, that'll just be a Fat Man Day where I'll review a movie or a game, so that should be a lot of fun. Thursday, which is tonight, will be a football segment. So we'll talk about the game, all the ins and outs, and generally because it's Thursday night football, we'll talk about the Thursday night game as well. So I'll do that tonight. On Friday will be with Jimmy. We'll have a cooking show. So we'll get together and we'll have a bit of a cook. Jimmy loves cooking. It's one of his favourite things to do. And we might even get involved in a little bit of Among Us pancakes. That's something he loves to do. Or even Friday night funk and pancakes, which he really loves to do as well. On Saturday, again, depending if the footy's on, we'll have a football, especially if I go to the football, and then we'll do a day in the life. You will get to follow Fat Man and Jimmy to see what we do during the day. They are generally our most viewed videos, and everyone loves to see. Particularly, we just did that whilst we had our trip to the Gold Coast, and so really looking forward to that. On Sunday, more gaming. So if I got you, it's just gonna be pure streaming content where we're going to stream Among Us. At the moment, I'm playing Deathloop, so I'll be doing a lot of streaming of that because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I've just been playing it, so that should be a lot of fun because this primarily is a game streaming channel, so we're going to get a lot more streaming because we haven't been doing a lot of streaming either, and we won't actually be including streaming in our main episode list. We have been previously, but we won't be at the moment because we don't want a game stream to be, a 100th episode or a 150th episode, so no longer going to be included. They're going to be taken into their own playlist. And then Monday is a day off filming, unless I had Jimmy. Generally Mondays are I'm Jimmy-less, so we'll just take the day off filming. So that is the structure what we're going to be. So like I said, I'm going to be talking about the football on Thursdays because that's generally Thursdays primarily a Fat Man Day only. So, and as everyone knows, I love my footy. So you know what? Let's get straight into it, and we'll go through how everything is looking at the moment. So as you know, tonight at 7:35 p.m, Brisbane are going to take on Collingwood, and everyone knows I'm a mad Collingwood supporter. So, but I don't give the Pies much of a chance. Now, the one difference between me and other footy shows is I'm not going to mention betting. I'm against betting. I don't think. Look, if you want to have a punt, go ahead, have a punt. But I don't think it should be part of football. I don't think AFL rules or shows should be dominated by betting. So we're not going to mention it at all. We're not influenced, not financed, not sponsored. Nothing to do with betting, and we're going to stay that way. So we've got Brisbane Lions versus Collingwood at the Gabba. Both sides have done a number of changes, which is good. As we look at the form line for both sides, Brisbane have won 3 of the last 4. Collingwood have gone 2-2, won the first 2, lost the last 2. Brisbane are sitting in 2nd at the moment, and Collingwood are sitting in 8th. And both Collingwood, so Brisbane have both a more powerful attack and a more stringent defence. They're both 1-1. Collingwood are 1-1 against teams that are currently sitting in the top 8. Brisbane are 0-1, but we're still early on in the season, so it doesn't really mean much. As we look at the teams, let's have a look at the teams. So I'm going to bring that up. So for Brisbane, the ins, Oscar McInerney, Kay Lohman, is in. Nakai Cockatoo, Tom Fullerton, and Devon Robertson are all out. For the Pies, big changes. Jordan DeGoey, Nathan Cruiser, Mason Cox, Jordan Ruffhead, and Taylor Adams, who missed a week because of COVID, are back in. Out through COVID, Brody Mychek, Jamie Elliott is out. He's going to be out for 3 or more months. Jack Ginnivan saw John Noble, Oliver Henry omitted. Trent Bianco was the sub. He's no longer going to be part of the side. So there you have it. That's Brisbane versus Collingwood, the ins and outs. Look, I think that Brisbane will win comfortably. The last time these guys played at the Gabba was even up until about half time, and then Brisbane put on the pedal to the middle and ended up winning quite comfortably. So look, I tip Brisbane by about 6 goals. I just think they're too powerful. Collingwood has gone very tall, which is surprising forward. Hopefully it's not going to be a wet night, because Brisbane, I think their defence will be able to handle Collingwood's talls, and I actually think it's the other side where Collingwood struggled. They have struggled a lot in the last couple of weeks with their defence, the Pies, and there've been a lot of over-the-top goals. So look, unless they change something, but Collingwood do tend to travel well. But yeah, Brisbane, one of the premiership fancies, I think Brisbane will win. The other games that we have, we've got North Melbourne versus the Western Bulldogs. For North, Eddie Ford is in. Cameron Zerhan and Aidan Bonner are out. For the Doggies, Zane Cordy is in. Riley Garcia is in. Whereas Vandermeer, Butler and Mitch Wallace are all out. At the moment, North Melbourne are sitting 17th. They, of course, won their game against West Coast, and the Western Bulldogs are sitting 14th. They beat Sydney a week or so ago. So that's the second game. As we go to the third game of the round, when my app decides to load, we've got West Coast versus Sydney. As we know, West Coast had a really, really big victory against the Pies last week. Big come from behind victory. Amazing kicking 14-3. So, you know, they're going to be definitely up and about for them. Harry Edwards, Tim Kelly, Jamie Cripps, Bailey Williams, Elliot Yeo, Luke Shuey all in. Waterman, West, McGovern, Nick Nat-Nui, Luke Edwards, Brady Hoff and Xavier O'Neill all out. So again, big changes for the Swans. Logan McDonald in, Josh Kennedy and Lance Franklin both out. So wow, that's a big out for both sides, actually. So there you have it. So with them, I'm going to tip at Optus Stadium. I think West Coast... Actually, no, I changed my mind. I think City will win by a goal. Even without Lance Franklin, they don't have that focal point. Makes them a bit more unpredictable. I'm tipping the Swans by a goal. For the Saints and the Gold Coast Suns, the Saints are... Where are the Saints on the ladder? The Saints are sitting 4th. Gold Coast, with a big win against the at the time, undefeated Blues, are sitting in 9th position. I think that the... Look, let's be honest, the Saints should win. The Saints should win that one. For the Saints, Higgins, Hayes are in. Ryder out with that very controversial suspension. Jimmy Webster and Ryan Burns out. For the Suns, Oleg Markov in. Lukosius and Atkins are the outs. Lukosius, big out for the Gold Coast Suns. The 4:35 game is Adelaide-Richmond. Adelaide performed admirably against the Bombers last week. Couldn't get the chocolates. And Richmond, of course, they're the Tigers. I think that Richmond will win that game. For the Crows, Shane McAdam, Sam Berry in. Schoenberg, Hinge and James Rowe are the outs. For the Tigers, Nick Floxton is in. Josh Gibkiss and Camden McIntosh are the outs, and I think the Tigers win that game by a few goals. Melbourne versus GWS, the Saturday night game. Melbourne, I think, will win that one fairly comfortably, as most pundits are predicting Melbourne are going at about 70% at the time. You could really see that against the Power a couple of weeks ago. They didn't get out of second gear, and they won that game by 10 goals. For Melbourne, Harrison, Petty in. Tomlinson and Bedford are out. For the Giants, some big changes. Haynes, Flynn, Callahan in. Peatling, O'Halloran, Braden Pruce out, as well as Jake Riccardi. Like I said, you tip Melbourne to win that game 15 times out of 10. But so it'll be a big upset if they don't get the chocolates on that one. For the Sunday games, Carlton versus Port Adelaide. You go Carlton there. Won't mention the teams because it's Thursday night. Those teams will change because they are extended lists. You'd have to go Carlton with that one. For Essendon, Fremantle. Essendon struggled to get over a winless Adelaide last week, and Freo, whilst they haven't beaten the Dons the last couple of times they've played at Marvel, they have struggled to beat them, the Bombers. That's going to be an absolute rip snorter. Look, my best mate Barracks for Essendon, and I have a bit of a heart for the Bombers, but you know what? That's my upset of the round. I'm going to tip Fremantle to beat the Bombers on Sunday. Sorry, no, is that Saturday night, is it? No, that is Sunday. I tip the Bombers to... I tip the Dockers to beat Essendon. And then on Monday, Geelong versus Hawthorn. Of course, the typical Easter Monday rip snorter. You'd think the Cats would win that one. They just keep coming, don't they, the Cats? So where are the Cats on the ladder? Well, they're 3-1 at the moment. They're sitting in 5th, but still early, still jostling positions. They've only lost one game. So, and look, that shows again the evenness of the season. The top 7 teams are 3-1. And the next 4 teams are 2-2. So it only takes a win and one team to win, the other team to lose for some really big positional changes to happen there. So there you have it. There's my tips for the round. So I hope you really enjoy it. I'll be back a little bit later on to talk the blow-by-blow for the Collingwood versus Brisbane game. Look, I'm really excited. I always love watching my boys play, and I get to watch it with my boys. Jimmy and Captain Movies will be watching with me. So look, if they want to give their opinion on what they think will be happening, I'll obviously allow them to do it. So look, it should be an absolute rip-snorting game. Like I said, I do tip the Brisbane to win by 6 goals. I don't think it's going to be as one-sided. Well, I hope it's going to be as one-sided as it was last year. In fact, let's have a look. What was the last time? Brisbane 22-10, 142, defeated Collingwood 8-9, 57. So look, it's a fairly hefty 85-point demolition. And then and earlier on in the year, Brisbane beat Collingwood after the siren, 11-7, 73 to 11-6, 72. So yeah, look, Brisbane have actually won the last 3 against the Pies, because they beat Collingwood in a COVID-shortened match the year before, 6-6, 42 to 5-5. 34, and Collingwood haven't beaten Brisbane, there you go, since round 5 of 2019 at the Gabba, when Collingwood 18-15, 123 defeated Brisbane 8-13, 61. So there you go, that was the last time Collingwood beaten Brisbane. It's been 3 years. So I tip Brisbane by 6 goals. So there you have it. That's my Thursday footy predictions. That's what's going to be happening every single Thursday on Jimmy and the Fatman. But keep your eyes peeled, because there'll be quarter by quarter blow at about 10:30 tonight when I review